Hey everyone, it's Hydro Pump here. This past weekend we had the R.B.E.T charity tournament. It was a lot of fun. The covers can be seen on E3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Me and Kika did some commentary and also Cameron. So go check out that. And I think over $600 got donated for the charity, so that's pretty neat. But today I'm just going to be trying to wrap up the R.B.E.T 3 tournament run I had, and this is the top three. We're playing for second place here. Playing against Silch's Ruin, a teammate. A bit of a rival because we ran into each other in previous tournaments a couple times, uh, and he got me both times. So let's see if I can win this one here. I am on Dragon Turbo, and he is on his new Diva Hero Zombies, whereas normally he would be running like the just like Diva Heroes with like the Miracle Fusions and all that. He kind of replaced that with like the zombie engine. So I am going first here and go upstart, cards of constants to see more of the deck, get trade in, and then I'm probably just gonna set Whitestone here just to try and see if he would run it over. Get another trade in going for the blue eyes. Not a whole lot here because like you don't really want to summon red mids with like nothing really good to summon. You can summon blue eyes, but that's not really doing a whole lot. Um, Actually, here I mean it probably wouldn't be actually that bad to summon red eyes and then go from there. But I choose not to do that and just set white sun pass. He drew Trap Dust Shoot, so that's a really good draw. And he goes Dust Shoot, sends back the Debris Dragon. Probably just try to stop me from having to summon. I just drew the card destruction. I don't remember if I just shotgun it. Yeah, I just send it here and he Solemn Judgments it. He sees my hand's like a little dead right now. One card would unlock it, but he's just going to prevent that from happening because he has a decent setup here as well. He draws Book of Life. And I just had to pass there. Yeah, but he draws Book of Life. He has no zombies in grave, obviously. He elects to go for the Diva play here, the McBrionic. Honestly, I think. I mean, I guess so he can just make a couple synchros. Maybe just so you can get like really aggro here. But honestly, the Caius woman, nice as well. But I think he just wants to get more damage in with Goyo Brionic. He gets the Plague Ad, so that's probably like the better choice. And he gets to spin my Trag because he knows that's there. So this is probably like the better option. Fortunately, I drew a level 8 to get me out of this situation. So level 8 there. I drew Debris and Drago. And he has one Wing Blast set, and I kind of read that as Wing Blast. So I summon Debris Dragon here, and then get Guard, because that's my only option. And, just summon Red Med here, and then Red Med priority. Just lets me summon a bunch of dragons. He's at 5,000. So, yeah, he has no real good opportunity to Wing Blast before this. He mentioned before that he could have Book of Life to guard before. Like on his previous turn, he could have Book of Life guard just to get out grave. So then he could Wing Blast the Debris Dragon, and I wouldn't have a follow up play. So he thinks he misplayed there. But honestly, I mean, I could have drawn anything. Just in this, if he knew I was going to draw these cards like this, then yeah, I guess it's technically a misplay. But I guess he was holding the Book of Life for a follow up with like if I wipe the board, then he has maybe like a follow up with Caius potentially. But anyways, I think he Wing Blast a Clear Vice here, does so I'm forced to run a Red Med into his Goyo. Otherwise, Clear Vice is going to gain 2,800. And then just crash Red Med into Goyo, take out the Rio, and get Drago. He draws Pyramid Turtle, which is pretty good here, just to it will wall for a couple turns. it won't save him, and he has nothing to summon off Book of Life because his Book of Life targets are both dark. Otherwise, he would be able to do something. We also drew the Clear of Ice again, and I couldn't summon anything with Red Med because I banished the guard. Otherwise, I would be able to like do something, and imagine. Yeah, and then Blue Eyes is obviously late, so I'm kind of Drago locked myself. And then I just set Whitestone, just so like if he just passes again or he draws something, I can at least tribute these two for a Clear Vice and summon something with Red Med, but he draws Foolish and he just scoops. So that was game 1. And then game 2, he keeps the Heavy Storm in, and he sets Reaper, Diva, Foolish, Caius, okay. And we're just going to try to draw here. We go trade in. I'm just going to send the card destruction. I'm going to chain the Rejuve. Could just try to sit on the Gores for a couple turns, but playing Silchus in the past, I just don't want to give him more time than, because like I just don't want to give him more turns than needed. So I just want to see as much of my deck as possible. Obviously, he's going to see his cards as well. I mean, luckily he didn't dump anything good off this. And I'm going to get the Rejuve, so I'm going to get 3 draws on top of this as well. So I set the Whitestone and Book of Moon, and I draw 3. Not very good cards. You'd like to see more gas rather than seeing all monsters. He is Heavy Stormed the Book of Moon, and doesn't really have anything else going on himself. I'm able to get Blue Eyes there. I'm just going to set the guard just because like I don't have anything going on. He reads that I have a 2000 defense monster, obviously, so he just makes Catastor. I'm just kind of waiting here. I didn't use the Heavy Storm just because I'm just trying to find like some kind of answers. You don't want a Heavy Storm before you end this pass, really. And you Book of Life's Red Med just get one out of the grave. Make it a little bit harder to see them if I do find a Pie Iris. And I find a Red Med, so I'm able to like just like splash onto the board. I'm gonna be able to go Heavy Storm, Lightning Vortex, and let's clear the board. I have a point about Lightning Vortex here in a second. So yeah, let's just get to the part where it comes up. If I had a... So yeah, I technically did not have the Lightning Vortex here. I wasn't sure he was going to keep Tragon or Gores just because, you know, Drago kind of stops those cards really well. So technically, I could have just ran over the Catastor with Red Med, clear that, and just like crash with Debris and Blue Eyes, take out the Reaper. Or not take it out, but, you know, just get a bunch of damage in. I just didn't want him to simply have like Caius in hand and then just tribute over banished, and then this is like a losing position from there. So I just kind of risk it and just attack with everything, but he did have Trag. And he gets a really good top deck here in Future Fusion. Pretty fortunate. Otherwise, yeah, he just pretty much loses. So he Future Fusion, sends Mizuki, notably, and then he's able to revive his Spirit Reaper, which is kind of annoying, because if I had Prime Material Dragon Grave, I would be able to get out of this. Just because I would be able to make the Dragon Wing Synchro. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, just clear the Tragodia. Now, what I should have done here, I mean, he has 2 back row. Maybe just consider saying the cards are constants. Just so... And now this is definitely a bad misplay. I should have just changed everything to defense. Yeah, Gaia can run over... I think he can run over... Yeah, he gains the attack of whatever he wants to target. So he can run over like anything, which would just be Red Med. For some reason, I wasn't thinking. I just changed it to attack, which now lets him open the door for crashing Tomato into Red Med, and it's kind of go from there. I think he gets Plague, makes, you know, Colossal. And then I get dust shooted here. So if I set the cards to constants the turn before, then he wouldn't be able to return the Breed Dragon. So now I'm just kind of stuck with all these blue eyes. Kind of unfortunate. He goes Book of Life here, and I think he just makes a level 8. And okay, so I would have been. I think I get to see like. Yeah, he just makes a bunch of level 8s and I lose. I forget what my I don't know if I get to see what my next draw is. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, that dust shoot kind of messed me up. But yeah, I had Alice the Spear Reaper in the deck. Like people think this Dragon Turbo deck is just like the regular Dragon deck where they have like actually no real outs to Spear Reaper. I have a good amount of outs. I have Lightning Vortex. I have Synchro Plays with Instant Fusion. I have Prime Material Dragon to go into a Synchro Play there. So you have a good amount of outs for a Spear Reaper, and you're digging through your deck, so you're gonna be able to find these. It was an awkward timings, so it was kind of unfortunate on my end. So yeah, I'm going first this game. This is game 3. Winner of this goes to the finals. And yeah, hand's not looking too hot, so I just set Whitestone. I set Whitestone here just because like Whitestone can find me a Blue Eyes if it gets ran over, so you're not really losing anything. And then you have trade-in target and cards of constants targets here, so no harm in setting the Whitestone. He opens Dust Shoot again. I think this is like the 3rd game he had it, so he sends back the Breed Dragon. I think I set the Garden Pass, and he has no real play either. If I'm him, I just assume that he wants to torrential my board. I feel like you would set the Spirit Reaper, right? Or does he know I think he knows I have Lightning Vortex, so he just decides not to commit. Yeah, I just send the Blue Eyes just because like I already have a Blue Eyes, just trying to fuel the Pie Avarice some. He draws DD Crow, which is a decent draw. And then he Pyramid Turtles, crashes, takes some damage to Summon Trag, and then we kind of go from there. I think I make a play here. Yeah, so I Trunade, and now I'm just going to be like Summon Red Mid probably. Yeah, I just Vortex so I can clear the board. And I don't have to worry about like recursion with the recruiting with the Pyramid Turtle because I don't have Drago, so kind of stuck. He says Spirit Reaper, and I put him down to 1400. So there's like, I mean, he has a lot of cards, but he doesn't really have a lot of life points to work with. So I figured that was kind of like my situation, and I just didn't want his field because he had a lot of cards in hand. Dragodia is kind of big, so. And if these guys die, well, if my Whitestone wasn't getting banished, then I would have 5 set up for a Pie Avarice play. So he sets some back row. And yeah. So I just run into the Reaper. It's an interesting. I don't know if I feel like you just set the Mystic Tomato there. Maybe you just didn't want to draw another Mally. But I guess you just wanted to clear the board. But I feel like, because what am I going to do? Yeah, I definitely feel like that was the play to do. The set Tomato and pass. Because then you have Tomato Reaper. I mean, I can make a Synchro player, but then you have Torrential to stop whatever. Oh no, you would have Torrential, so. So I summon Whitestone here, get Musician King, and we just make Tempest. He's at 1400, so we're able to burn him for a game through a Tempest Musician. Brionic would be able to be game here as well, but Tempest is like maybe just slightly more safe. So yeah, that's how we close out the match against Silches, and I am able to go to the finals. So thanks for watching, everyone, and stay tuned for the finals match.